So what is behavioural science? Well, it is the study of why people do the things they do. It's the study of human decision making. And it has a long history. It's not a recent invention. Its roots are in social psychology and psychology, stretching back to the 1890s to experiments by people like von Ebbinghaus. And it has a long history stretching up to today. There's historic figures like B.F. Skinner and Elliot Aronson. But where behavioural science really became popular was probably with Daniel Kahneman. So Kahneman, an American-Israeli psychologist who won the Nobel Prize in 2002, and then in 2011 he launches his book Thinking Fast and Slow, which has sold over 2 million copies. So it was at that stage that businesses, that brands really became interested because they could see that it was both credible and relevant to their work. Now, at the heart of behavioural science is the idea that consumers are overwhelmed with decisions. So they have too many decisions to weigh up fully logically, fully rationally. So what they do instead is rely on shortcuts, or what behavioural scientists call heuristics. So these are rules of thumb for quicker decision making. Now, what's interesting about these heuristics is that they are often prone to biases. And if you're aware as a marketer of the biases, you can make sure that your communications, your product works with human nature rather than against it. But crucially, if you're going to try and understand how consumers are affected by biases, you can't just go out and ask them. One of the key findings of social psychology is that consumers aren't very good at telling you and explaining their intrinsic motivations. There's a wonderful psychologist called Timothy Wilson from the University of Virginia who says we are strangers to ourselves. That yes, we're very good at coming up with plausible post-rationalizations of our behaviour, but often they're just not true. So through the course, we'll be discussing some of the biases that are most relevant, but also the ways in which you can run experiments to find out how they work.